Hello everyone. Uh, Welcome back to tutorial. And today we're going to be looking at DHCP configuration. DHCP means dynamic host configuration protocol. It is used to automatically assign IP addresses to end devices. So we're going to grab a router, a switch, and then we're going to grab two switches. If I'm going to grab two switches, and we're going to grab server. So we're going to serve at the DHCP server, and then we're going to grab few pieces. Grab one, two, got four pieces. This way we got three, three pieces this way. Grab a double straight through cable. Connect G01 to G01 on the switch, and then we're going to use G02 to G02 on the router, and then we can hook our PC, the favorite PCs to switches. We're going to use fast Ethernet port 2, and then we're going to use port 3, and then we'll get this to 1, fast Ethernet port 1, get this PC to fast Ethernet port 2, and then get a rest connected to the switch. So we're going to be using DHCP. This cell going to serve as a DHCP server. We're going to allocate IP addresses to the various end devices automatically. This PC, this switch we're going to configure two VLANs, or maybe 50 and 100, and then we're going to get VLAN 25 and 15 on this switch. So let's get this VLAN 15, VLAN 30, and then we're going to configure VLAN 100 and VLAN 50 on this switch. So for this, we're going to get fast Ethernet port 1 to 2, and then for this, we're going to get fast Ethernet port 3, and this we're going to assign fast Ethernet port 1 to 2, and for this, fast Ethernet port 3 to 4, and then we're going to configure chunk on this, and then this is going to be configured as chunk also. And then this is the DHCP server. The IP address will be 172.16.100 100, and that's it. I guess I get to the configuration aspect. So first we're going to set up our DHCP server. First we need to assign IP address, which is 172.16.100.100, and going to be /8. Default gateway going to be 172.16.100.254. We're using the last, so is that it, like, yeah, we're using 254 for this, and we do not have the DNS server, so we're going to leave it as it is. So we have our DHCP IP address. So we'll get here to service. We're going to be running DHCP service. So we're going to create our pool. The first pool going to be, let's get this out. Let's remove this. This one can be removed. Okay. So we can just, okay, graphic editor. Okay, like, and name this pool feeling 15. The default gateway of feeling 50 is going to be uh we are using class A, so then that 16.0.1, or we can say 15.1. We don't have the in the server, and then the IP range, on the IP address to start from 10, 16, 10. We're going to start from 200, and then we're going to be using /24, and maximum number of users, and let's say 50, and then we add. Okay, so the next pool gonna be 172.16.30. Uh, sorry, get it caught. It's gonna be the default gateway, and then we're gonna name the pool feeling 30. So we're gonna have we're gonna start from 30 that 150, and then we're gonna have, let's say, 25 user 25 users. So we'll get it added. So we got our two villains added already. We're gonna get it. There's two. So we're gonna be villain 100. We're gonna use 100 for this. So we use 100, and then you're gonna start from 17. So we're gonna use 255/24. So let me see this one. We're gonna use 255, and then we'll get the last one. We got feeling 15, 30, and 100. Now we're gonna get feeling We need to put in filling 50. So there you go. For filling 50, we're going to use 192, 68, 50, that 2 as a default gateway. Yeah, we're going to. So the aberration starts from um 200, and then let's say 10 users for adding. So the default gateway. So we're using this. The last invisible IP address 254. We're using 30.1. We're using 100.1. Using 15.1. And so let's put it. Take our IP address. This in. So G00 assign IP address to this interface. Interface G00 IP address 172.16.100.1 255.255 0.0. Also have the default gateway is the last IP address, which is /16. Okay, so we need to cover this. 254, and then no shell. So turn the interface on, and then here we're going to configure some interfaces. We're going to configure some interfaces. So we have the 100 network and the 50 network. So for the 100 network, we got 100.1, and then for the 50 network, we got 50.254. So I get it clear. Be 172.16.100.1. So the 100 network slash 24. 50 is 1 to the 168 that 50 that 254 slash 24. Ready file. So we get a 50 network and then we get a 100 network. Yeah. So that configure our so interface for this on G02. So it's the interface G02.50, and then we're going to say encap that 1Q50, assign IP address, which is the default gateway 192.168.50.254, and then a slash 24 is 255.255.255. That's 0. And then what's the interface G0 slash 2.100 and cap that 1Q100 IP address is 172.16.100.1 255.255.255. That's 0. And then this is Okay, then we're gonna use the last we're gonna use um 254. Overlapping. Okay, so we're gonna use let's say 10. This is the overlapping because of the network. Okay, so we're gonna change the network from the 100 network to the 200 network. No, we don't make any error. So we're gonna use /16. So /16. We get this. So 100, the one, okay. So /16. This is /24. Okay. So this is /16. So we're gonna use 20 now for this. So save it 20 now. So we're gonna use 20 now for this. Use 29, 29, and then /16. All of it is a /16. Oh, yeah, /16. So we're gonna use 32. So in 32. So 32, 32, that 29, that one. 32, you have to cover this. 32, 29. So you're gonna start from 17. And then we save. And say interface G0/2, no short, interface up and up. So move here to the 15 network. So for the 15 and the 30 network, we have 10, 16, 15.1. So the 10 network, and then that's 16, that 15.1, the slash slash 24, 24, and this is 30 network is 172, 16, 30.1, 22, 16, 30.1, and slash 24. It's a /24. Yeah. So configure this the G01, So interface G0/1.15 in cap that one Q15. Okay, IP address is 10.16 dot 15 dot 1 255.255.255.0 /24. We got interface G01 dot 30. Say in cap EOT1 Q30. The is IP address is 172.16.30.1 255.255.255.0. So we're gonna use we'll use 192.16.30.0 for 30 network. There you go. So we'll have interface G0/1, no shop. Interface is up and up. Interface up and up. So now we have to configure our helper IP addresses. So in order to get the IP addresses from the DHCP server automatically, you have to configure on the router. We have to configure helper IP addresses on the sub interfaces. So we're going to get interface G01.30 interface that one, the IP helper address. We're going to be the helper address will be the address of the server, which is 100.100. So 172.16.100.100. So say G01.15, and the helper address also going to be 100 network. And then we get interface G0/2 that 100. The IP helper address going to be the same IP address. So interface G02.50, the helper address going to be the same helper address. So they do show run, and they will have yeah. We have the interface. So interface here will have the IP address, and they will get the IP helper address. The helper address is there to get the IP addresses from the DHCP server automatically. So you also have the helper address here, and you have the helper address here also, and here also. So now on the switch, you're gonna create VLANs and assign ports to the various VLANs and configure our switch. So yeah, we have VLAN 15, VLAN 30. So say interface range FO 1 to 2 or 1 to 2 switch port mode access, switch port access, then 15. And there was an interface range, FO 3 to 4, switch port mode access, switch port access, feeding 30. So we're gonna configure our chunk on the G01 interface on the switch. So interface G01, switch port mode chunk, switch port chunk, and native VLAN we're gonna use VLAN uh VLAN 300. We're gonna use VLAN 300 as the native VLAN. And then we're gonna allow the VLANs on the chunk port. So say switch port chunk, allow VLAN 15, 30, and 300 on the allow the native VLAN. So there you go. So do show interface chunk. You see how chunk, yeah, they're all configured well. And then we'll get here and switch to say VLAN 100 and VLAN 50. So we're going to say interface range FO got 1 to 2, switch port mode access, switch port access VLAN. We're going to access VLAN 100. Access VLAN 100. So say interface range we got for this we're not using interface range because we only got one interface. I'm going to access VLAN switch access switch mode access for short, switch for short, access for short, access VLAN 50. And we'll have G02, interface G02 gonna be configured as chunk. So interface G02 switch mode for short chunk for short stop switch chunk native VLAN. We're gonna use 300 on this, and then we're gonna allow switch chunk, allow VLAN 100, 50, and or native VLAN 300. So let's say do show VLAN brief. So here we see our VLANs are well configured and posts are assigned. I'm going to do show interface chunk, We'll also have our join well configured. So now let's see on this. Go to desktop and see if we're going to automatically get IP address. If we can, we're going to troubleshoot to see. Okay, it's filled. So we're going to see. Yeah, got 16. 10.16.15.1. Yeah. 15.1, 30.1, 50.2, 54, and 29.1. Yeah. 29.1, yeah. 50.2, 54, yeah. 15.1, yeah. Yeah. Let's see from this side. It filled also. Level verify. 50, 100, 50, 100 allow. Okay. Let it join. And the IP address is good. Oh, 255.255. Okay. 29, 29.1. So this is feeling 100. Feeling 100. So when there's a change to feeling 29. Oh, this is it. So we are doing, is it troubleshooting? And then we're gonna look at 50, feeding 50 IC slash feeding 50, 255, 255, 255, yeah, that's good. So Phil, oh, I didn't turn the service on. So now I turn the DHCP service on. And there you go. Let's see. Uh, There you go. We got our IP address automatically. And yeah, let's see. There you go. We have it. And on this one, we have it already because DCB is on. We got this already working. We got this working. So we'll get to this. Let's see. DCB requesting. I don't need to troubleshoot that too. Let me see this. Okay, successful. For field 30 is successful. And successful field 30. So we need to look at field 15. Field 15, we got 10.16.15.1, 10.15/24. So we need to look at that. DCB field 15/24, 15.1, and study AB. You see, 24, so 10.16.15.1. You see, the helper IP address. Okay, everything is good there. Oh, 15. Sorry, here's the error. So now we get it fixed. Let's save it. Try again. Now I'm gonna request. Successful. There you go. The analogy is sweet. Sometimes that's zero headache. So you gotta be patient. So there you go. At least we did basic troubleshooting. Now we have our DHCP server providing IP addresses to reveal end devices. So thank you all so much for watching this tutorial. Like and follow this page. And our next tutorial going to be DHCP configuration on router. So we're going to configure a router to serve as our DHCP server. So the router going to allocate IP addresses to a PC automatically. We won't be using a server, but this time we're going to be using the router. The router going to serve as a DHCP server. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more tutorial. Have a good night from my end. And if it is day to you, enjoy your day. Thank you.